This is Kirton wood, and the target species of this video I've just located, and it's in here. It's a species that I tried to see a couple of videos ago, and it's dark bush cricket, known from only one site in Nottinghamshire until just after I'd published said video. That video saw me go to Weston, and although I heard bush cricket several times, didn't actually see the adults. Here though, at Kirton Wood, I've made one preliminary walk through the centre of the wood and heard two calls, two stridulations. Careful searching of the nettles at the side of me, which I've been stung many times, revealed two adult dark bush crickets sat on top of the leaves. I've now got to try and relocate them. I may well get stung several times, so you might want to watch this. This is very different habitat to that found at Weston, although according to the books this is very typical for dark bush crickets in a woodland situation. There is a ditch here, a couple of feet deep. It's quite a broad ditch, and it's filled in with various grasses, nettles, and there's large stands of bramble along here, and that's just the perfect habitat for dark bush crickets. They do like to sit openly on the top of bramble leaves and nettle leaves. Just need to find one that wants to play and have its photo taken. So the method of finding these is for me to walk up and down the length of Kirton Wood here, where the habitat is suitable, and listen out for the calls. The stridulating calls, are very easily detected. At least I find them so. But I'm here in the first place thanks to Nick and Samantha Brownlee paying attention and listening to my videos. And the video that I did of dark bush cricket at Weston reminded Nick and Samantha of photos that they'd taken of a nymph here earlier in 2022. We managed to confirm that the nymph was indeed that of dark bush cricket. Then last week, Nick and Samantha made another return visit to look for adults here. Heard a number of adults along this central ride, but actually saw the adults on the eastern side of Kirton Wood, and that's going to be my next port of call. But with it being so windy today, it might be too breezy to film along there, so I'm hoping that now we've got a bit of sun, now the clouds are broken, they might start stridulating and calling. We shall see. Well, I've come out onto the eastern side of Kirton Wood now. I've not heard no more calls or song or anything from that ride that runs through the middle of Kirton Wood. I've walked around the southern edge, nothing on there, and then just come up on this eastern side. And already there's a couple that's singing occasionally just down here. It's a case of finding them. This is exactly where Nick and Samantha Brownlee had them last week. We'll see if we can locate one and catch it. It's alright, I've just been disturbed by another dark bush cricket that's down here. I'm just on the southern side. There's a couple of sort of pasture fields with sheep in here at Kirton Wood, and I was just looking along the southern edge here. Found a few grasshoppers that were taking some photographs of them, just coming back and coming over the star, and then I heard that familiar song of bush cricket, just a couple of calls. Lo and behold, it was down here, about where I'm standing now. There is another one, actually just here, that I can hear calling. It's now sort of in full song, but it's very quiet. The good news is, I've caught it. The bright yellow underneath. I didn't know that. Anyway, we'll see if we can film it. Well, I just had a quite sharp, but thankfully rather short bit of rain. It's a passing shower that's just gone over. We've got blue sky now, so I've just come somewhere along this southern edge of Kirton Wood where it's a bit sheltered and where it's shaded as well. See if we can get some photos of this, but we'll have a look at this dark bush cricket while it's in the pot. Well, here's our first look at a dark bush cricket, and thankfully at the moment it's plain, but look how bright yellow. I didn't realise they were bright yellow underneath, and it's brighter yellow in the sunshine than it looks here in the shade. But just look at the size of those rear femur on the two hind legs there. They are enormous. They're like Popeye's arm muscles, which is not surprising really that they are well developed, because this species is flightless, so it relies on moving around purely by hopping. They're quite a size. It's in terms of from head to the end of the abdomen, you're looking an inch, which is 2.5 centimetres or 25 millimetres in new money. Cracking thing. I don't want to move it too much because I want you to get a picture of what these things are like. This has took a long time to find, and I didn't think I was going to see another one to get a chance to photograph it or film it. So at the moment you'll have to make do with an in the pot shot. It's not always possible to film everything in the style that you'd want. Well, it has settled down now. They are masters of camouflage in amongst dead grass. If it wasn't sat on that plantain leaf, it would take some seeing. Thankfully, with being wingless, they are limited as to how far they can hop or jump, maybe is the proper technical term I should start using here. Thankful that I've come here today. The weather conditions weren't the best, with the fairly strong wind at times, but here now it's very sheltered on this southern edge of Kirton Wood. And thankfully this little chap has settled down, and I do believe that this is the male. But at least we've managed to get close to one, and there you can see it better now from above, now that it's just turned round a bit. Various shades of brown. There's a broad stripe which is black running along from the eye and down the side of the pronotum. On the upper surface, the dorsally, the head and the pronotum are the same colour, that sort of olive brown. The wing cases or a lighter brown. There's probably some sort of veining pattern on there, I would expect so. And then the top of the abdomen is a very dark brown. I'm well chuffed with this. I thought if I managed to get a shot it would be a fleeting glimpse. And now it's in full view, it's just made a couple of short jumps. Didn't seem happy in the shade, but surprisingly it's nice and playful in the sun. There you can see it just walking off. Well, I'm pleased with that. Appear to have got some more photos. Never been able to photograph this species since Dennis and I recorded it on an invertebrate survey in Dartford many years ago. And the catch cup came in very handy if you're after any kind of grasshoppers and crickets. Take one of these with you, just a simple fruit carton, but it's an excellent weapon of choice and certainly paid off today. Nice to get today's quarry, which I dropped on luckily when I first arrived here, got it within the first 15 minutes, but then it was a case of hearing the odd individual up that eastern side of Kirton Wood, and then thankfully I just crossed over the bridge to check along the edges of the pastures where the grass is a bit longer. Hey presto, dark bush cricket, and it jumped straight into this pot. Safely over there now. Now it's in amongst the typical bramble and nettles that it prefers. So, 2 sites in Nottinghamshire for dark bush cricket. It has to be one of Nottinghamshire's most under-recorded orthopterans, without a doubt. Probably one of Nottinghamshire's most under-recorded invertebrates, full stop. I'm convinced that it's probably in many scruffy field corners up the Trent Valley. It has to be somewhere else, and certainly has to be between here at Kirton Wood and the village of Weston, several miles further away east from here. Something for you all to go out and look and listen for.